Hey, what's up? I'm Nathan.
I'm Matthew.
We are Medina Lake, and you're watching the Kerrang Download Podcast. Kerrang!
Hello and welcome to the Kerrang Download Podcast Day 3 at Dunnington. It's given me great pleasure and privilege to say hello to Medina Lake. How are you doing today?
The privilege is all ours. We're doing really well, thank you.
Cool, man. And how are you doing, Matthew?
I'm doing well. It's a really good morale booster today to reconnect with everyone out here and just, feel the love from everybody. Just, it's what, lifted me out of that mess in the first place. And now it's like to be here and feel it.
Cool, man.
Yeah, it's great.
So, I mean, the show today, you played a new track called Imagineer.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about who helped you produce the track for your upcoming album?
Luck would have it.
Sure.
Our pretty much idol, to be honest. We're little fanboys of Smashing Pumpkins. Everyone knows that, and we got to write this track with Billy Corgan, and it was a pretty surreal experience because Matthew and I got to go out to Sedona, Arizona, which in the States is known for its healing qualities. It's a very spiritual place in that sense.
It's actually called a vortex, where there's a couple of them in the world, but this one is has the highest amount of natural energy. So it's called they call it a vortex, and it actually it's in the canyons, like the Grand Canyons, mountainous, Red Rock Mountains, this crazy ethereal place, and the compasses spin and move nothing registers it. So there's something just crazy and palpable in the air,
Yeah, the magnetism and everything is really bizarre there and incredible, and that's what he was doing there. They were working on the next Pumpkins record, doing some writing, and as luck would have it, they were kind of done with their pre-production, but he was still working on it, and Matthew and I got to go and sit with him, just him, his engineer, a guy named Bjorn, and us. And basically, for 5 days, we didn't really set the protocol beforehand.
Yeah.
But for 4 days, we kind of listened through all the new Pumpkin stuff, which is the best you'll ever hear.
Yeah, it's good.
So were you both shrieking like little kids when your heroes playing you brand new stuff?
It was and it was surreal because they'd rented this old movie theater that had been shut down, really kind of pimped it out with lights and vibe, string lights, and set the vibe really amazing. And we just sat next to them all day and just kind of talked music and got really close with them. And this second day, he actually took us out to one of the energy vortexes.
It was incredible. I mean, we followed him in his car, and then we get to the foot of this sort of hiking trail that goes up into the mountains, and we just went on this hike for about 45 minutes, just talking all the way up there, and then we sat on the rock where it is the highest amount of natural energy is on this specific rock, and we just sat there and talked and talked and talked, and it was just, clicking on all kinds of levels, They say that you should try to avoid meeting your idols because they can only disappoint you because you hold them to such a high esteem. But he really he pulled through. It was amazing.
When you were sitting on that rock and stuff, can you really feel a different? Feel different.
Yeah.
I'm more skeptical in the sense. I believe in the possibilities of all of it, and theoretically, I love all of it.
Yeah.
But for me, it's a little hard to believe that you'll go and just sit in this certain spot and then feel like a vibration or something. But man, it was palpable. For the first time in my entire life, I felt it was palpable.
And we were scheduled to do Punk Spring in Japan a week before that, and that would have been my first show back. And I didn't tell these guys, but there was no way I was ready to do it. And
I knew it.
Just gonna try to muscle through, but I was just simply not ready. And then by the time I got to Sedona, and after this experience, when I came home from Sedona, I was like, I'm ready to play now. I can do it. So there's some kind of quality, natural healing quality to that place.
It's fantastic. Tell us about that show in Chicago. Your first show back.
Yeah.
That was, it was very heavy-hearted, It was very, very emotional, and I think the thing that was nice, apart from all the obvious, was people would comment to us about the show, and for a lot of people, they said it was their favorite Madina show they've seen, and it was because they saw just happiness on our faces.
Yeah. Very genuine.
Yeah. So it was nothing, I don't know. It was like all the pressure and the hype of everything really dissipated in the moment, and we all just were happy. And that we're a neurotic bunch. That doesn't happen much.
Right. True. And it's something that, for all intents and purposes, we didn't know if would ever happen again. In any capacity. So it was elation, and that was, in our opinion, just kind of a precursor, small taste of what Download ultimately became, for us. So we're kind of very lucky right now.
Well, I mean, what did the first note on your bass, and what was the first word you sang? How did that feel?
Well, I forgot to plug my bass.
He's still suffering some minor side
effects. It took me a few notes, and when I finally hit one, it felt
great. It felt great.
Awesome.
Even better.
You've got so World War III is coming out in September through Razor and Tie.
Yep.
This must be, the atmosphere in the band must be amazing right now.
We were dealing with an avalanche of just horrific events, one after another, culminating obviously in the biggest one, with my brother, my twin, my soulmate.
Yeah.
It was the most impossible experience you could ever imagine, and having pulled through that, and it went on for 6 to 12 months of that really heavy hitting, and we came out with an amazing label. I mean, Razor and Tie is just one of the most, it's Sony, one of the most respected labels. They've been so good to us, and we have a whole new team, working for us and with us, and everyone, obviously having Matthew back, and we're taking kind of little baby steps with him, because as much as he wants to go run for president right now, we have to keep a leash on him. It's been an inexplicable ride.
Yeah.
Well,
we can't wait to hear the album. I mean, how's this today been in general? Because you've been to the UK so many times. It's people use the word second home. It might be a cliche, but it's true a lot of the time.
It's our first home, to be honest.
Yeah. It's, like you said, it's tough when a cliche applies so appropriately to your situation, and it is in ours. Like to be back here in this environment, playing a show like that, and then doing the sort of day, like talking to you guys and reconnecting with the audience and everything. It makes you realize right away. It's just so refreshing to be back,
Yeah.
That's what it was like. It's like, God, we missed this so bad.
Missed the food, the weather.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, but it's true, because what he touched upon is interesting. When you're out of work, what you do, what you love, your passion. We toured for 6 years almost straight, and all of a sudden we were home for a year and something, and we couldn't adjust. We didn't know how to be at home. Then this happened and everything, and it was so impossible that it's almost like you feel like yourself again, just being out here, and being active. And
because then when you realize, like, in 6 years too, you don't leave your personal life in a nice tidy little box in the corner.
No,
your personal life is like one of those.
You got
explodes in your face.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So I mean, it's you got the album coming out in September. I don't want to rush you and stuff, but when will you be coming back for
November? We're already set. It's us and Chiodos.
All right.
Yeah, and we're coming through. We're gonna do Europe, UK, and finish with France. Obviously just the end part, but and that's coming off of Soundwave Australia and Japan before that. So we're back in action, and it's a little scary too because we've been taking baby steps with him, you know.
Yeah.
And we played the Chicago show, which is a relatively small deal. This was a big deal and a massive step. But now we have to go back home, and we're gonna do Warp Tour for a couple weeks.
Wow.
3 weeks, and then.
Will he be passing through Montreal?
No, we're not doing the Canadian dates, unfortunately. Yeah.
I'm just in Montreal for a
holiday. Wow, that would be so fun.
Just get a cab.
Hopefully we'll be Detroit or something close enough, right? But yeah, management and the label is starting to book, you know, full on. This is our introduction and getting Matthew back acclimated, but now I think we're ready to go.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You know, and having said that, it should be said too that it's still a process. You know, it is a recovery process, and sometimes he'll just, you know, kind of crash out of the blue and out of nowhere, and he speaks in tongues a lot.
I think you both did before.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, it's true. It's hard to discern.
Everyone who talks to me, they're like, "Well, you've always been absolutely ridiculous." But at least, like, sometimes you had a little bit of normalcy, but now there's none of that.
It's just gibberish.
Full on ridiculous. Which I'll take that.
Yeah, me too.
Well, it's been brilliant to see you both again.
Yeah, you too.
Likewise,
and
thank you.
We'll see you in November, and
we can't wait.
can't wait.
Thank
Brilliant. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thank you,
everybody.
guys.
Correct.